Hello, everyone, and today we're going to dive back in to who is God, the personality of God, and we're looking at Genesis chapter 5. I apologize for not posting anything last week. I just decided to take a week off, but we're back into it today. And in Genesis chapter 5, it's the genealogy from Adam all the way to Noah. Now, typically, this would be one that is kind of hard to see a personality trait of God, but it's there. And when I found this out, it blew me away. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through each of the names mentioned in chapter 5, and I'm going to say what they mean. And then we're going to put it together, and I think you'll see something pretty cool. So the first name mentioned is Adam, which means man. The second name we see is his son Seth, which means appointed. The third name is Enosh, which means mortal. The fourth name is Kenan, which means sorrow. Pause here. If I mispronounce any of these names, I apologize. I'm going to do the best that I can, though. Mahalel, which means the blessed God. Jared, which means shall come down. Enoch, which means teaching. Little side note, Enoch is one of my favorite characters in the Bible, just because the fact that it mentions that walking in close relationship with God, one day he disappeared because God took him. I think that is so cool. I wish I had that type of relationship with God. Next name we see is Methuselah, which means his death shall bring. The next name is Lamech, which means the despairing. And the final name we see is Noah, which means rest. Now, if we put those together, we get a sentence. Man, appointed mortal sorrow. The blessed God shall come down teaching. His death shall bring the despairing rest. So man is appointed mortal sorrow. But the blessed God shall come down teaching us, which he does. The blessed God is Jesus Christ, who comes down from heaven to earth and teaches us. And his death brings us the despairing rest. What this shows is, once again, it reiterates God's love for humanity. So in the previous chapters, what have we seen? We've seen nothing but disappointment from man. Man has been nothing but disappointing to God. Adam and Eve disobeyed him. Cain murdered Abel. Heck, in the very next chapter, we're going to see that humanity has gotten so wicked that God decides the only way to take care of it is to wipe out humanity, which we'll be looking at soon. So the fact that after all this disappointment, really, we don't deserve Jesus. I think we all know that. We don't deserve the gift that he gave us. But in this chapter, we truly see God's love for humanity, because despite all the times we've let him down, he still says, guess what? The time is coming. I am sending a Savior that is going to be able to wipe out your sin. He will pay the price that y'all deserve to pay. And by Jesus' death on the cross, we can be saved. We can spend eternity with God. So despite the disappointment of man, that man has been to God, despite the sin, despite the wickedness, God still loves us enough to promise a Savior, and he keeps that promise. Hope you have a blessed rest of your day.